In this video, I would like to take some time to describe what I've categorized as the 5 phases that every US international student must go through. Now, I'm going to be making this video from the standpoint of someone who's had several years of experience as an F1 visa student in the US, going all the way from the undergraduate school level to the graduate school level. And from what I've experienced, having gone through this long journey and passed through each of these phases, is that as you experience any particular phase, it's quite difficult to think beyond the sets of challenges that you're going to be facing, and only when you're completely done with that phase can you look back and say, wow, that was so difficult, or you can look back and say, wow, that was so easy, I don't realize what I was so stressed out about. So let's make this video very conversational. In the comment section below, I'm really interested to learn what phase you find yourself in, and what sets of challenges are you facing, and what kind of accomplishments or goals are you currently trying to obtain in each of these phases. The very first phase is the admissions phase, and in this phase, you're going to be concerned about how do you select the right US university that's going to be the best fit for you, and ultimately, how do you get accepted into this university. In this phase, it's quite common to have concerns and thought patterns, such as what schools and programs should I be applying to? How do I get into top ranked schools? Can I get into a top 10 school? Can I get into an Ivy League school for those who are really ambitious? You're going to be concerned about financial assistance. Can I get a scholarship? Can I get a fellowship? Can I get an assistantship? Naturally, that comes with you worrying about standardized testing. How high of a score do I need on an SAT? How high of a score do I need on the GRE or the GMAT? These are just a few questions or concerns you might have when you find yourself in this phase, because ultimately your goals are to 1. Get into your dream school, and 2. Secure some kind of funding to help you offset the cost of an international education. Now, the second phase is what I call the pre-US immigration phase, and in this phase your ultimate concerns are securing a US student visa to come to the States. This could be an F1 visa, a J1 visa, or an M1 visa. Now, for some of you, this phase may not be much of a big deal, especially when you're coming from a country that has a low rate of US visa denials. But when you come from a country with a very high rate of US visa denials, this is not a phase to be taken lightly, because you very well might accomplish everything you set out for yourself in the first phase, where you get into your dream school and you even secure some kind of funding, but you still get denied a US visa. And so when you find yourself in this phase, it's quite common to be concerned and consumed about the US visa interview, because for a lot of you, this would be the first time you interact formally with a foreigner, let alone a foreigner who's in a position of authority, and given how much you have at stake, you could be very nervous during your interview. I know for myself, at the age of 17, my US student visa interview was a nerve-wracking experience. There are also other challenges you might face during this phase. For example, if you come from a country with a high rate of US visa denials, there's a very high likelihood that you might be given a 2-year student visa. This would mean that during the course of a 4 or 5-year academic program, your US visa will expire and you might have a need to reapply for a US visa. And frankly, dealing with the US immigration system is never a one and done activity. Over the course of your career as a US international student, you're always going to need to stay abreast of US immigration trends that affect international students. The third phase is what I call the adjustment phase. You finally come to the US as a foreigner, and your key concerns are how can you quickly adjust, and how can you quickly get on your feet and feel comfortable in your skin as a foreigner in the US. And in this phase, there are several things that you're going to be concerned about. You're going to deal with culture shock as a foreigner in the US. You're going to learn to adapt and adjust quickly into a new academic environment. For example, as a graduate student, you might be required to not only take classes during your first semester and do a good job, but also teach during your first semester and also perform academic research during your first semester. That's going to be a heavy workload you're going to have to learn to balance. You're also going to learn to date, make friends, and build a social circle, and most importantly, you would have to abide by US immigration law. You'll need to learn about the rules and regulations that affect you as an international student in the US. And so this brings us to the fourth phase, and I like to call this phase the pre-graduation development phase. And in this phase, your ultimate concerns are how do you get the rewarding experience out of your US education. And in this phase, you're going to have different challenges and thought patterns. For most of you, this would be the very first time you get to be away from your family for a long time. And so with that comes some level of personal maturation, and you get to grow as a person. You're going to be concerned with gaining a US work experience, whether that's in the form of an on-campus employment or securing an internship with a US employer. You might be concerned with securing full-time job opportunity after graduation in the way of optional practical training for F1 students or academic training for J1 students. You're going to learn about professional networking and how you can build quality connections with people that would be beneficial to you after school. And for some of you who are interested in furthering your education, then some of your concerns could be, how do I get into a really good graduate school program? For most of you in this phase, your core goals would be academic achievement and personal and professional development. Let me know if you've been getting value out of this video so far, so please go ahead and hit that like button. And so this brings us to the last phase, which I call the post-graduation development phase. And as you can tell by the name of this phase, you're done with school, and so one of your main goals could be, how do I get the best return on my US education investment? Some new sets of challenges that you're going to be dealing with are things like, how can I secure a full-time job, and how can I get into a top-tier company in my field? Some of you might want to pursue global career opportunities, whether that means going to your home country or to some other country outside of the US, while some of you would want to remain in the US and pursue full-time career opportunities. This would mean that you're going to be dealing with new sets of challenges, such as how to get employment visa sponsorships and how to get employment-based green cards. And for some of you entrepreneurs at heart, you might be looking into starting your own business. Now, I've made this video not to make you feel daunted about your journey as an international student in the US or anywhere else in the world for that matter, but to give you a newfound confidence that wherever you may find yourself along this journey, it's nothing but just a phase. And with anything else in life, with the right combination of persistence and optimism, you are destined to be successful. This is the ultimate goal of this channel. And once again, in the comment section below, let us know what phase you currently find yourself and tell us about the challenges you're facing and the goals you hope to attain. I hope you found this video both informative and inspirational, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up and share this video as it helps with the reach of this content. Thank you for watching this video, and as always, be unbounded.